of this celebration. I've been humbled by the introduction that has been so elaborate. I didn't expect, and I appreciate that. It puts weight on the presentation, so thank you very much. The topic I'm going to choose, or I've chosen, is a bit academic, and I think you'll bear with it, saying that St. Mbaaga'S Major Seminary on the horizon of academic excellence in service of the church and the society. I would like to tell you what is going to happen in this. First, I have an introduction. Then after the introduction, I'm going to consider the transitions, the levels of growth of this major seminary in the last 50 years. It will be a summary, it will not be big. And then after those transitions, the call for a renewed self-understanding of the institution itself and reviewing its policy, vision and mission. And then that will take us to the imperative of Catholic identity of Catholic University, because I think that's the journey we are making. And if things remain constant, I hope we are going to settle there. So St. Mbaaga'S Seminary, which had humble beginnings, has gone through a period of transitions, challenges and divine inspirations. This land used to be occupied by another seminary, which was called St. Mary's Major Seminary, run by the Maviiri missionaries, until the mid-1960s, when the Ugandan bishops established national seminaries, and these were Katigondo and Ggaba. Ggaba, I think, opened around 1970. This St. Mary's, our neighbor. The property reverted to Kampala Archdiocese and was later used by the Amesia Pastoral Institute, which is API, for nearly a decade to train pastoral agents in the spirit of the Second Vatican Council. The council ended in 1965, and there was a new spirit in the church which needed to be captured by pastoral agents. So this was an institute for that. Due to political instability at that time, that was the time of Idi Amin Dada, API relocated to Eldoret around 1974, leaving these premises empty. They became empty. Once the other group were left, the premise was empty. So, after time of discernment, the Archbishop then, I think he had become Cardinal, Emmanuel Chwanukansubuga, was inspired to begin a new diocesan major seminary. This is diocesan major seminary, to take care of adult vocations, people who have received their call in their, later years. Some of us received our call early. I think majority of these seminarians, we have received our calls early. Some have been in Swangere, junior seminaries, and others have been in minor seminaries, many of them, I think majority of them, and then eventually major seminary. But there was that category of people who had not seen minor seminaries, they have not been in any of these. There were people grown up doing their jobs, professionals, some were teachers, others were accountants, others were farmers, they're doing all sorts of things to be priests. At that time there were many, they were putting requests that they want to be priests. So the Archbishop was inspired to answer to this need, and therefore started this seminary for them, for that category of vocation. So through faith and vision, St. Mbaaga'S Seminary was born, making a significant moment of grace in the history of the church in Uganda. Initially, it looked like a joke, but it has proved it was not a joke. It was God's inspiration. God wanted it, and that's important. Now, what I'm going to tell you is what I experienced when I had the opportunity to be here. Between 1987 and 1991, 11 years after its founding, St. Mbaaga'S Seminary had about, we had 50 seminarians across 8 groups or classes. So, and I think St. Mbaaga'S is still maintaining 8 years here. 7 on the campus and 1 in the pastoral. So those 8 years had 50 students together. So you can imagine how small our classes were. You could go to a class of 2 students. 5 would be big. And then, just like that. I remember one time, myself, I had become rector at that time, 1990 I think it was, myself, Father Lawrence, Monsignor Lawrence Kanike, and another priest. We were 3. We went, after we discussed in staff and said, why don't we open these classes to other people so that, you know, they at least help us to fill the classes. You go in the class and it's warm, just students. We went there and approached the Cardinal in Subuga at that time, and we put our case. We tried to make it attractive, and then we got a resounding answer. I said, no, go back. So we came back and told our colleagues, you know, we have to hold to this situation and make the best of it. So it remained like that. But in that very year, we got, again, things to recall. We got a call from the Archbishop saying that my seminarians have not been accepted in Katigondo. Those from Nyenga, some of them, from Katigondo and from Chisuri and the Nyenga seminaries, that they are coming there. Please take them in. I think there must have been about 15 or 16 people. So 16 was added to the number 50, so we got 65. The number went up so big, it looked very big because we had not expected. Today, at the age of 50, we are witnessing a phenomenal growth of student population of the seminarians coming beyond the 300. I've been amazed that the St. Mbaaga'S Major Seminary can hold 300 people, seminarians, not counting, I think, the others who are also part of the community. This is very remarkable development, and we would like to thank God for this increase. And the increase is not only in numbers but also in diversity. That you have students and staff and participation of other dioceses, including women educators and students. Indeed, a major turning point. And I think these are some of the favors that we must not overlook. They are very big favors that some people may not be very sure now what is the vision of St. Mbaga, because a lot of things have changed. And I think my homework, which I leave to the stakeholders, is to revise, to look at the vision and mission of St. Mbaga. And this is going to be part of my contribution to that task. The Archbishop Emmanuel Wamala allowed admission of students from Kenya. I think since I've been in Kenya for a long time, when I hear Kenya, my heart warms up, because they kept me for good 17 years in Kenya. They taught me to eat ugali. Initially, I was hesitant until I realized there were no matoke. So I ate ugali, and these days when there's ugali on the menu, I go quickly to have a piece of ugali. So students from Kenya, I'm very happy that you are here, and you're most welcome. This marked a major transition from a defined diocesan major seminary to a regional outlook, not mentioning an assumed national elevation. I say assumed because it just came when seminarians from other dioceses of Uganda were permitted here, admitted here. The history was that every seminarian who came here in the beginning, in those years, they had to change their diocese and say they are going to belong to Kampala Archdiocese. Like that, we have some of the priests who went through this seminary at the time, who came from Masaka, and they had no choice. They had to become members of Kampala Archdiocese, because this was a diocesan seminary. And now we see seminarians admitted from so many dioceses of Uganda. I don't know how many, but it's quite several dioceses of Uganda. And this makes it have a national character. And not only that, we are also seeing religious missionary institutes having their students here. It may not be that they are seminarians, but they are members of those institutes. And this makes or adds an international character to this seminary. It looks like some Catholics may not comprehend why nuns were allowed to be students in a major seminary, which is known for training men for the Catholic priesthood. Somebody asked me, ate abasista bakola ki mu seminary? So some of them will not understand, they will not ask, they need an answer, they need some explanation. And I think this is a transition that makes clear that theological, philosophical courses can be accessed by other students who are not aspiring to be priests. And I think this is what happened, that St. Mbaga now is open to people who want to do philosophy, who want to do theology, and they can go to those classes. I feel very good. I remember those who were here, some of the staff who were there when we were struggling for that. Father Mwemba, he was one of them. Mwemba is, I think, is the living history of St. Mbaga. Father explained to Serunjo, he was also there. He came a bit later, but he was there. Father Mugaru Joachim was there. Monsignor Lawrence Kanyike is also living encyclopedia of St. Mbaga. We all aspired that we expand these classrooms, and now they have been expanded. But then what I've heard is that the students are too much work. Then the staff has a lot of work to do. For us, we had a little work to do. Evaluating 50 students, we'll do it in 2 days and finish. I think now you need a minimum of a month and working morning and afternoon. So first session in the morning and another session in the afternoon. But that work is pleasant, it's good work. And I'm very happy about that. To me, like, this transition was a prophetic step of allowing access for the entire people of God to deepen their faith and knowledge of the mysteries of God. I think that is something which gladdens my heart. St. Mbaga, at the age of 50 years, St. Mbaaga'S Seminary is in her final lap to university status, being allowed to confer degrees in the various fields of knowledge, as shall be admitted by the Holy See and the Uganda National Council for Higher Education. I think that's a big step forward. It is a recognition which I always had. During my interactions with the Vice Chancellor's Forum while I was still at him, because I used to tell them that in Uganda, the first university was Katigon. Katigon was a university. We're dealing with degrees. We are dealing with it was an institution of higher learning. But they said, no, that one was not recognized in law, because here in Uganda, it's only recent that they allowed private universities to operate. It used to be just one university, Makerere University, no other university. But now the door has been opened, and I'm seeing St. Mbaga on that trajectory of a Catholic university. Having seen all these transitions, there's a need for self-understanding of the revised vision and mission of St. Mbaaga'S Major Seminary. I think St. Mbaaga'S Seminary has shifted a lot from what we knew, what we worked with, to a new perspective. And that's what I call a new light has dawned, Isaiah 9:2. The Golden Jubilee thus offers a timely opportunity for the seminary to renew its self-understanding of its vision and mission, guided by some key insights that have emerged in these 50 years of existence. I want to enumerate them. 1, open door policy, open door policy. At 50 years, the seminary is open to male and female candidates for admission in all the academic programs as approved by the Holy See and the Uganda National Council for Higher Education. And these admissions are based on their academic merit, not considering gender. I think that is something which has to come in the vision. Number 2, separate formation program for seminarians. Those people who are asking me, ataba sister bakola ki mu seminary. Now I think they should be comfortable with this, that the seminary maintains a distinct formation program for men preparing for the Catholic priesthood. Even though these seminarians are going to follow their classes, philosophy and theology classes, together with the others. This shared academic and social environment fosters equality, mutual respect, a lasting pastoral, social, and professional relationship for future ministry and service. So when we have a mix of students in the class, those who are aspiring to be priests, those sisters, those lay people, those religious of one congregation or missionary or religious institute, that is a point of formation for the seminarians to appreciate the giftedness of other people who are not seminarian, who actually will not be priests. And that is something which helps to broaden our pastoral perspective, that we can work with them and achieve our pastoral objectives in the field. So after studies here, and this will reflect itself in the field, that we will have collaboration, network, and assistance. If you have need of something, you don't have to look elsewhere. You look to your classmate, you look to your schoolmate for assistance, and things are done. Number 3, status of other degree awarding institution. We congratulate St. Mbaaga'S Major Seminary on its accreditation by the Uganda National Council for Higher Education as a degree awarding institution. This milestone grants the authority to confer degrees and other academic awards at a level comparable to a university. It places new demands on the seminary to strengthen scholarship, research, and publications among students and staff. In the university, one of the things that is very important is scholarship, and that is academic contribution to knowledge, to solving problems, finding solutions. And now people be looking to you. We have this problem, please can you help us? And then you have to put up a team to do the research on that issue and come out with a proposal. To achieve this, a research department and publications ought to be established distinctively to promote academic linkages and collaboration through membership of recognized academic associations such as ACQUIAM. ACQUIAM is our own association as a Catholic Church. It means Association of Catholic Universities and Higher Institutes of Africa and Madagascar. One time I was the president of this for 4 years. That one has not come in the CV, but so those associations promote scholarship. They help people to be known for what they are doing in the academia. And once we are on this trajectory of university, we have to begin to associate ourselves with these. And then I put IFCU. IFCU is also our own International Federation of Catholic Universities. AAU is Association of African Universities. IUCA is nearby here. Inter-University Council, and show ourselves to the world that we are doing, we are involved in solving problems that face humanity, and we have a stake in this as a seminary. Number of this campus, because I was just shocked when I came, especially with these hostel, what are they? Dormitories. Are they called dormitories? Hostels. Yeah, those hostels. I was surprised when I saw that they are now, they are storage. They have another store. What is it? Zakarina. Then I said, what is here? So those are some of the favors that we must not overlook. Really. I would like to thank God for giving us that favor of transforming the campus, the infrastructure, to give a conducive environment for learning and for socializing and, have a good human environment where you can do things in one piece. So we congratulate the Archbishop and of course the management, the current management of the seminary. One of the members with whom I was here and is still here is Father Cato Vincent. I forgot, I don't seen you very well. Father Cato Vincent is the one who replaced me as rector here. I don't know for how many years. You were quite many years, I think. And he was here also at that time. So he is also at least 35 years, I think. Very good. What we have said about the conducive environment is evidenced in the quality of products coming out of the seminary. One of the prime product of the seminary is our Archbishop, Prof. Maviiri. And I'm also privileged that my bishop, Christopher Kakoza, is also a product of. And below them, there are a lot of good people who are really good products, like our MC, I think. So, at one time in public, some people were doubting. Those people who said, Mbaaga'S, are they also really, asking questions, saying, doubting, there were some doubts. It was very rampant. People, but they said, that one from where? From St. Mbaaga'S. Oh, okay. But I'm sure right now nobody's asking, nobody's questioning, and our name as St. Mbaaga'S is a brand. We give credit to the robust staff of highly qualified and experienced persons at the helm of developing, managing the academic and formation programs. Our staff here is the youth is where? Up there. So we thank God for that. We thank the Archbishop for making sure that you have a good staff at this seminary. Because the quality of the staff of the institution is measured by its staff. If you have a good staff, then you have quality. And that is what is here at St. Mbaaga'S. A dedicated staff of this caliber is is a guarantee to academic excellence, and will obviously attract students, because students will always follow where good teachers are. You recall in the early church, some of the fathers of the church, they didn't have classrooms, but people would look for them and be with them to learn and to copy their ways of life so that they become like them. So teachers are very important in an academic institution, in a formation house. And this is an easy way to internationalization, attracting students and staff globally. I'm sure that's the missionary institutes and congregations are attracted here because they are sure there's a very formidable staff. Short of that, they will look elsewhere. But I'm sure they are not about to look elsewhere because our staff is formidable. Given the major transitions, now I want to look at the imperative of Catholic identity, remaining constant, because sometimes the things change, but factors remaining constant. This calls for deliberate attention to Catholic identity, which distinguishes a Catholic university from all the others. So the other students are coming here to an institution which is now more or less a Catholic university, so they can come. The Church provides clear guidance through key documents, notably Sapientia Christiana, which governs ecclesiastical institutes of philosophy and theology, and the Ex Code Ecclesiae, which define the Catholic identity of institutions of higher learning. Together, these documents capture the core vision of Catholic identity as articulated by St. John Paul II. The Apostolic Constitution, Ex Code Ecclesiae, expounds on this Catholic identity in the following. First, the common identity, the common identity of all universities. So whatever is called a university must have these three things which I'm going to tell you. An academic community. Every university is an academic community, which in rigorous and critical fashion assists in the protection and advancement of human dignity and cultural heritage through teaching and various services offered to local, national, and international communities. 2. Institutional autonomy. It possesses institutional autonomy to perform its functions or operations effectively. So I would expect that St. Mbaaga'S Major Seminary will have that institutional autonomy whereby they can move forward and be able to perform effectively. Number 3, the university guarantees its members academic freedom. There's academic freedom, as well as the rights of the individual persons and of the community as preserved within the common good. So the academic freedom would be that, you can carry out research, you can publish findings, and you can debate issues that affect the society, affect humanity in various ways. Now, these are specific marks of a Catholic university. Number 1, assure Christian Catholic presence in the university. This one you don't have to ask. We have everything. We have the church, is in our midst, is the focal point, and we have the practice, Catholic practice of faith on the campus, and that is assured. Number 2, instill Christian inspiration in the university as an institution. So our inspiration stems from Christian faith, our Christian faith. It is not from any other source. It is Christian. Number 3, enhance continuing reflection in the light of biblical values, principles, and moral imperatives within the Catholic magisterial teaching. So we continually reflect on what articles of faith we have. Number 4, ensure fidelity to the Christian message as it comes to us through the church in matters of faith and morals. And we cannot contradict this. You cannot have here something, a teaching saying, well, yeah, I think a woman is free to remove the child from the womb if she doesn't feel comfortable. It is okay. No, because that would really contradict what the moral teaching of the Catholic Church is, that abortion is not permitted. We have to be firm on those things. Number 5, strengthen institutional commitment to the service of the people of God and the entire human family. Focus on Catholic ideals, attitudes, and principles that penetrate all the university activities, and service is open to all peoples without discrimination. Catholic institutions, education institutions, are open to people who want to come in there, as long as they will have respect for our faith. And what I'm saying is that one time a pastor will come here and ask the rector that, I want to do theology. I don't know how he's going to react. But in the Catholic University, these things are open to all of them. We had some program in Nairobi, Faculty of Theology. I was the dean. A guy came and said he wanted to do biblical theology. I said, fine. What is your religion? And he said, I have no religion. It became a big issue, and we had to sit as a faculty, what do we do? Until we realized that, in this umbrella of the Catholic University, the services have to be given to whoever has the qualification for them. And in our requirements for the course of biblical theology, we had not put down that you have to be a Catholic. We had not put it. And these are legal issues. If you refuse, someone can go to court and say, I was discriminated. I want compensation. So those are some of the things that will come. So the Catholic University, therefore, shall pursue her objectives in the formation of human society, animated by the spirit and model of Christ the teacher. It is an institution with a common vision of the dignity of the human person, created in the image of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That is what drives the Catholic university or Catholic institution of this nature. This vision is characterized by the following: spirit of freedom, charity or concern for others, mutual respect, sincere dialogue, protection of both individual and community human rights, and promotion of unity for the common good. In the Catholic University, research shall be pivotal activity to respond to church and society needs and the integration of knowledge of diverse perspectives. You know, these days we are putting little stress on specialization in one thing that you have to have some kind of, understanding of other things. You must have knowledge across, the board, not just to be stuck in one. Because this knowledge is complementary, and it's not, to be. So when you are doing research, you involve other people. Individual research may not give the best results, because in research, the topic there, it may have aspects that require somebody who is knowledgeable in that area, and therefore to involve them and have, so your findings will be really integrated and taking care of other needs. So collaborative research, in the seminary we can form teams of people doing research on various topics, so that we get used to working with each other while we do research. Age of a towering seminary, St. Mbaaga'S Seminary. We thank God for all the favors that we have recorded in this journey. At the same time, we seek more favors as we embark on the next phase of our esteemed institution. I'd like to humbly thank the Archbishop of Kampala, Most Reverend Prof. the Apostolic Nuncio, and the entire management of St. Mbaaga'S Seminary, and the organizers of the Golden Jubilee, for having entrusted to me this task through their kind invitation. I was really touched when I received the invitation. Father Rector said, I felt so good. I felt very good. So I was very touched, and I thank you sincerely from my heart. Thanks to the esteemed audience, the audience that has come and given time to participate in this Jubilee lecture. Best wishes and for the happy and graceful Jubilee celebrations that are coming. I think they will climax in 2 weeks' time. And I pray that everything goes well, nothing will disturb our program of celebration. So thank you very much.